So have you had any buses try to circumvent Mayor Adams' order?
Yes, we've had, in the last several days, we've had at least 2 buses, to our knowledge, that came into Edison. One of them was in transit, went right through, was not stopped. One of them was, they stopped at the Edison train station, and they thought that it was a 24-hour train station, but it was not. So our Edison Police Department reached out to them. When they spoke to him, the representative came off the bus, at which point there was an interaction. The representative got on the phone, must have spoken to somewhere up the chain, and they decided to just leave altogether on the bus that they came from.
So wait, what was the interaction with your police personnel and the whoever was running the bus charter?
Our police department, the officers asked, who they were hired by, what brought them there.
And
what
did they get any information?
They said that they were hired by the government, and then they proceeded to say that they were hired by the Texas governor. No, look, we're going to have ongoing conversations about this, but what I do know is that the issue is not local nor state. It's just not. It's not Governor Murphy's issue. It's not Governor Abbott's problem. It's a federal issue that needs to be dealt with squarely on a federal level.
Well, it's interesting because when you look at the DOJ, they're now trying to sue Texas for implementing a new law which would allow the local and state law enforcement to arrest people that they think are coming in illegally. I mean, this administration is trying to stop Texas from, securing their own border.
Yeah, well, again, I get back to between administration as well as congressional members and senators, they need to figure it out, period. That's the bottom line. They need to figure it out so that state and municipalities do not have to deal with this issue at all.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about the illegal immigration crisis, which is a topic that I probably will continue to talk about a lot in 2024 because it is probably one of the biggest issues in the country that we're facing today as we are being invaded at the southern border at an unprecedented level by illegal immigrants, okay? By people who are coming over here and claiming that they are asylum seekers, even though I have my doubts that all of these people are actually truly seeking asylum or that they're trying to escape political persecution. I think that these people are looking for economic opportunity for themselves and their families by coming to the United States, and I don't blame them for that. I actually just blame our federal government for being incompetent enough to actually continue to let these people in, despite the fact that, again, it seems clear to me that people are taking advantage of the system. So while the southern border is open, thanks to the Biden administration, Texas Governor Greg Abbott has decided to bus the border to the sanctuary cities, the Democrat-run cities that claim that they want the illegals and that they love the illegals. They want to take care of them. Except when they actually get the illegals, all of a sudden they really don't want to take care of the illegal immigrants anymore, right? They want to boohoo, whine, and complain and talk trash about the governor of Texas and sue bus companies, do all types of crazy stuff in response to the Texas governor simply doing something that these liberal cities asked for, okay? They say, hey, we will take care of illegal immigrants. They're welcome here. Texas Governor Greg Abbott says, okay, cool, we're going to send them there. And all of a sudden, these people are boohoo, whining, and crying. They're mad and they're upset, okay? But in this story, we got to take a little bit of a different turn, okay? As we got to talk about a Democrat mayor who actually doesn't seem to support sanctuary city policies. And he has received a busload of migrants to his city that are en route to New York. And the reason why they're en route to New York is because, again, Mayor Eric Adams had implemented a policy basically banning these buses from coming into the city. So Texas Governor Greg Abbott got smart and dropped them off in New Jersey with a train ticket, okay, or a subway ticket to New York City. But we have one Democrat mayor, Mayor Sam Joshi, who is the mayor of Edison, New Jersey. He's taken a little bit of a different approach than the other Democrat mayors are taking when it comes to this illegal immigration issue. He is actually saying that, hey, if you bus migrants to my city or my town, we're going to bus them back to the Mexico border, okay? Actually, we're going to send them back to Mexico. And of course, the woke revolutionary activists in his city got mad and upset and started boohoo, whining, and crying racism over the mayor's comments. Take a look.
A big debate brewing after buses loaded with migrants briefly stopped in New Jersey this weekend. Drivers were dropping off people at train stations around the state so the passengers could continue on their journey from Texas into New York City. News 12 New Jersey's Chris Keating is at the Edison train station with those details. Chris.
Dara, good evening. In all, there were 4 train stations around New Jersey where these buses rolled up to, and this one, the Edison station, is one of them. Now, the experts are telling us that over the last several years, immigration here in New Jersey has been growing dramatically as more and more people come here from places like Afghanistan, Ukraine, Haiti, and yes, the southern border. So really, this should be of no surprise. We've learned that once that busload of people arrived at the Edison station, they boarded trains for New York City.
So 397 people show up. I would say, so what?
Seth Copperdale leads the Reformed Church of Highland Park and works to settle immigrants like refugees, asylum seekers, and others who enter New Jersey. In 2023, those within that organization have helped 4,000 people to start a new life in America through offices here, Vineland, Neptune, and Trenton. Today, the building was filled with a number of Haitians who had just arrived in New Jersey. In the past year, the Reformed Church has helped 1,500 immigrants from Haiti, 800 from Ukraine, 400 from Cuba, and 300 from Afghanistan.
New Jersey is the 5th highest recipient of immigrants always. It's California, Texas, Florida, New York, New Jersey. That's something that we should be proud of.
So he was put off by what the mayor of Edison had to say about the buses.
I wanted to make it clear that our position here in Edison Township is that they're not welcomed here. I had directed my police department as well as my emergency management to charter a bus that would take them straight back to the other side of the border if they were to actually try to come out.
But that's something he could not do because these migrants are not undocumented. They were processed at the border and allowed into the U.S., to which Copperdale said,
I'm shocked that he was so unprepared so as to make a comment that sounded racist and uninformed.
Along with Edison, the buses stopped in Secaucus, Fanwood, and Trenton with a total of 397 people. They stopped because of new rules from New York Mayor Eric Adams that buses can't deliver people on the weekends and must alert city officials. Getting back to Seth Copperdale, he suggests that the state get more involved in this issue. Specifically, he was speaking about increasing state funding for school districts to help out with these immigrant families, because right now these families are not being spread out equally throughout the state of New Jersey. In Edison tonight, I'm Chris Keating, News 12 New Jersey.
Yeah, so you see that, you heard that. Okay, the woke activist is upset because Mayor Joshi says, hey, if they come here, we're going to bus them back to Mexico, okay? Which, in my opinion, I think that's good policy, right? I think that's what all these Democrat mayors should be doing, okay, or striving to do or trying to do, instead of blaming Texas Governor Greg Abbott and expecting Texas to take on the illegal immigration issue by itself, right? I mean, they didn't ask for that. Okay, just because they're a border state, that doesn't mean that they should take on the illegal immigration crisis by themselves. But again, that's what a lot of these Democrat mayors think. And this is one of the only few Democrat mayors that have come out here and actually said, well, you know what? It ain't Greg Abbott's problem. It's a federal government issue. And if they come here, I'm going to deport them, right? We're going to deport them, which is exactly what they should be doing, right? They should be deported, okay? But with that being said, the woke activists are upset. So I'm gonna go ahead and play a video from the city council meeting in which these activists accused the mayor of xenophobia, racism, and bigotry for, common sense. Take a look.
I am here today representing the Central New Jersey chapter of the Democratic Socialists of America. We condemn the racist and xenophobic rhetoric of Mayor Joshi against immigrants and demand that the mayor apologize to the immigrant communities of this state. Thank you.
As we're all aware, this community has received national attention in the past few days for Mayor Joshi's xenophobic statements regarding buses of immigrants and asylum seekers who entered the country at the Texas border. As a longstanding community member and immigrant myself, I, alongside other groups present here tonight, am calling on Mayor Joshi to apologize to the immigrant community in Edison and across the state. His original response characterized migrants as illegal, and he claimed he wouldn't let Edison be subject to the consequences of illegal immigration. And so I ask, what are the consequences of migration in this community? Last I checked, the community has only ever benefited from having an immigrant population, regardless of legal status. Our kids grow up with a deeper understanding of the world and of cultural diversity. Our neighborhoods are safe. They're full of people from different countries who speak different languages, practice different faiths, who look out for one another, celebrate together, and are in community together and participate in democracy together as we are now. Mayor Joshi has no right, being the sole arbiter of who gets to be part of our community. And despite his emphasis on legality, he clearly has no concept of the law, because if he did, he'd know that anyone seeking asylum can do so from within our nation's borders. Our state's division on civil rights makes clear that all immigrants, regardless of status, are welcome in our state. It is an absolute hypocrisy for Democrats to be critical of Governor Abbott's decision to ship migrants out of Texas when they seem to turn around and ship those same people back out of the tri-state area. I don't expect much from Democrats lately, but at the minimum, I expect them not to parrot the same conservative talking points and policies they claim to run against. Lastly, while Mayor Joshi took great pains in his latest statement to tell us about his family's legal path to gaining entry, I'll remind him that there are many ways to gain legal entry into this country, that our community is comprised of immigrants with all kinds of varying legal statuses and journeys, and that undocumented immigrants are a vibrant, integral part of this community and this state. Hyper-focus on legality and the racialized criminalization of immigrants, especially Latino immigrants, is a narrative that me and many others in this community are disinterested in, and it isn't the narrative you'd expect to hear from the proud son of immigrants. Whether someone is seeking asylum on a student visa or is in this country as an undocumented person, they belong in this state, and there are many people in Edison, many people who voted for Mayor Joshi, who feel they belong in this community. We demand an apology to immigrants here and across the state. The immigrants of this community will remember the Joshi's administration's xenophobia the next time we head to the ballot box, and we ask that this council express its dissent with the mayor's comments. Thank you.
Just heard that news clip. You had a woke priest, right, say that, the mayor sounded racist, right? Even though the mayor is from a family of immigrants, okay? But again, apparently the mayor is a racist for simply saying that, hey, they're not welcome here because, quite honestly, we can't afford to take care of them, right? We just can't do it, okay? He witnessed what happened with New York, with Chicago, with all of these liberal cities. Denver now, they're boo-hoo-whining and crying. And he's like, nah, we're not going to have that here, okay? We ain't a sanctuary city, okay? So these people are naive, right? They're foolish, okay? That's what they are, to believe that all of these people are coming here just because they're truly seeking asylum, right? They're searching for safety. No, what they're actually really searching for is opportunity, which I don't blame them for, but that's not how our immigration system is supposed to work, right? Anybody that shows up to the border knocking saying, hey, I can't find a job in Mexico, right? Can I come in, right? We can't just let them in, because again, if we're letting these people in because, they want economic opportunity, then we got to let the whole world in, right? We might as well just open the whole border. Why is it fair to allow these people to come in, right, if they're just searching for economic opportunity, if they're not actually really asylum seekers, which a lot of them aren't, and not let the people who've actually went through the process legally, okay, and they're waiting in their home countries to come? Why can't they come first, right? The people who are doing it the right way, who are seeking economic opportunity, they got to wait, okay? But the people who are doing it the wrong way, who are entering the country illegally, who are trying to take advantage of the system, the process, they can just come right on in, right? And you're a bigot if you don't let them in. So you seen that, you heard that, okay? These people are upset, right? They're pissed off at the mayor for good policy, in my opinion, for doing something that these other mayors don't have the cojones to do, which again is to actually, enforce the laws on the books, right? Even though it may not be their responsibility to do so, when the federal government is failing to enforce the laws, what other choice do you have? But with that being said, this type of backlash is exactly why Democrats are afraid to address this issue. This is why, when it comes to their version of illegal immigration reform, what they want to do is to grant the asylum seekers amnesty, right? They want to give amnesty to all the illegal immigrants, okay? They want to throw money at the problem by increasing funding for processing, aka bringing in more illegal immigrants into the country. And that's only going to make the problems worse, right? That is going to open the floodgates, and a lot more illegal immigrants are going to decide to come to this country because they know that, if we get here, we're going to be allowed to work. We're going to be granted amnesty. We're going to be processed faster. Again, if Democrats had it their way, if these woke activists had it their way, again, this country might as well just not have a border, right? We might as well just not have a border, okay? We might as well just officially be like, the border's open, everybody can come, okay? I'm telling you, because that's what's going to happen if the Democrats get their way. If Republicans fold to Democrats when it comes to these negotiations on securing the border, if they fold to Democrats, okay, at all, again, you're going to open up the floodgates, okay? Republicans should not compromise with Democrats on this issue. They don't need to compromise with Democrats on this issue. This is an issue that is severely hurting Democrats and probably going to be part of the reason why Biden loses, or he loses a lot of support in these major liberal cities, especially cities like Chicago, because of the border being open. And it is one of those things that I think that, again, looking back at it, Greg Abbott really did make a genius move, because what he's doing essentially by moving the border to these liberal cities is that he's actually making these citizens who would typically vote in favor of Democrats question their vote and the rhetoric of Democrats when it comes to these sanctuary city policies and securing the border, right? Democrats come out here and say, oh, it's racist to secure the border. I don't think that messaging is going to work very much in 2024. And part of the reason why is because of what Greg Abbott has done, which is, again, to move the border to these sanctuary cities who otherwise wouldn't have to deal with it. But again, the reason why you're seeing Democrats not really want to do anything about the issue, why they're pro-open borders, is because of backlash like this, right? They came out and started talking tough, okay? Started talking about sending people back. They actually secured the border. This is the type of backlash they would face. They would lose their woke progressive voting base. I mean, they've already lost a good amount of these people anyways because of the Israel-Palestine issue. It would only get worse if they actually did the right thing and secured the border. Again, it's really a no-win situation for the Biden administration, and that's why they don't really want to address it. That's why they're ignoring all these Democrat mayors that are boohoo-whining and crying for money, because at the end of the day, they know that if they actually address the issue by giving the Democrat cities more money, the problem's just going to get worse. If they actually just close the border, okay, then they would lose all of their far left support, which, again, you guys saw in these video clips I showed. These people are insane, right? They actually really do believe in open borders, okay? They believe that everybody should be allowed in the United States if they want to come here, period. Okay, this is what they believe. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.